and then she was in the bathroom sick, like, and she got it out of her body, whatever, but she said, yeah, I think it was what was in the glass. That same glass was given back to her at the end of the trip, had not been cleaned. So that was one thing. Dirty plates, hey, can you send these back? We need more plates, whatever. One of the people on my trip had a nut allergy, and a tree nut allergy. They put seeds on. This nigga broke out.
I booked a tequila tasting.
Mm-hmm.
I did not book zip lining.
It was an adventure.
I did not book jumping in the water. I booked a tequila tasting. I wanted to show the girls a time tequila tasting.
And somehow in the confirmation, it said zip lining, cenote. And like, what killed me is, I'll say it to everybody, I had every plans to go to a cenote and jump in the water. We sat here before we left, terrified, scared, not thinking about the fear because we wasn't going to do it. And the cenotes that I planned for weren't close enough, so we're like, all right, cool, no cenote. Tequila tour costs the same amount of money, we'll do that. And the cenote just came up in the confirmation. So, confirmation from God. We'll also talk about the Most High. We'll also talk the Most High and how this person over here is anointed. But anywho, so it was just meant for us to go to the cenote. Yeah. And also in the confirmation, it says something to the effect of bring a beach towel, you'll be swimming. Like, the instructions were, we're going to swim through a cave, all this. And I'm like, yeah, do it. I arrive. Girl, you don't know how to swim. How we gonna do this? And I can fake swim, I can swim underwater, but I don't know how to swim. And so I just figured I was gonna make it work. And it did come to bite me in the ass once we got in the water, but continue. I just want to say all that to say is that cenote was supposed to happen.
Yes. So, supposed to happen. We accepted that it wasn't gonna happen. Wasn't until we were in the car and the tour guide goes, so, no, he called me, first of all, he said my first name very beautifully. He said, Ashura, did you take a look at the cenotes and see which one you'd like to go in? And I'm like, nah, but tell me what you got. So he's like, well, there's one cenote that does this and another that does that and blah, blah, blah. We end up going to a cenote where there's nobody there. There's no wait, which is a really big deal because the cenotes are very popular in Mexico and they're usually very crowded. There was only us. So as we're driving, we're getting close to the place. He's like, yes, and there's going to be this really cool ride that you go on so that you can see the whole cenote. You'll be like in the trees. Ride. So when you say ride, to a girl like me from the Bronx, ride means I'm riding in. You know what I'm saying? I'm thinking of like Coney Island. Like I'm getting in the ride. I'm strapped in. I am secure. And I'm just, okay, what's going on?
Almost like a ski thing is what I was thinking.
Yes, like a zip lining.
Yeah, that's what he meant.
No, that was not the ride.
That was the ride.
The ride.
Getting on the zip line.
I had 2 fears, praise God. I was afraid of heights. I was afraid of water.
Wow.
Those were my 2 biggest fears. I don't like the feeling of being suspended. And I also don't like the feeling of not being able to put my foot somewhere and know where I'm at being, you know. So we get closer and closer to recognizing this is zip lining. We're being strapped in and everything. And all the girls, first of all, her friends are some adventurous people. You know what I'm saying? Like, they down for the ride, up for the time. And so everyone's super excited, like, oh yeah, we going zip lining this lit. I'm like, yeah, it's really great. Like, I'm really great. Like, I want to go home. I want to go home. And so I'm just saying, you know what? There is no fear. Everything's going to be okay. Wasn't until we get to the zip lining that even Lynae's like, yeah, I'm low-key scared too. Like,
because I also want to go zip lining.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I love that for you.
I'm very happy about it.
So, before I give you guys the whole, just like everything about what we did in Tulum, I want to kind of get Lynae to speak about the fact that this is the first time that she's challenged herself to do something that scares her when she wants to go into the next season of life. Woo! Like, that's something that she's done before, and it's something that's very inspiring to me, is, you know, it's a mindset thing. So, I want you to kind of talk about that a little bit. Did he eat something?
It's old food. I was making sure what it was.
So this tradition that you have of doing something that scares you before.
So, and it wasn't even supposed to be a tradition. And I remember he laughed at me when he saw it. I'm pointing to my boyfriend behind the camera. He laughed at me when he saw it up on my little bulletin board. But I want to say it was the year that I quit my job. My little brother wanted to go to indoor skydiving. I have no interest of falling. Like I don't like roller coasters, the sinking feeling in my stomach. I hate it. But I just kind of said to myself, like, I feel like you need to do this physical thing, and it's going to reverberate in your life. It's going to reverberate in your mindset and the risk you're willing to take in your career and what you want for yourself. And so, you know, I did it, and it felt crazy. And it was actually crazy for a lot of people because they couldn't get their hands right. It's a very specific way you have to hold your hands in order for the air to catch your body, like position your legs and all these things. And I was a natural. And I was okay, cool, I'm up here. I hated the sinking feeling, and I don't think it ever went away, but it got to the point where I was just like, well, I'm going to do this anyway, and the sinking feeling is going to be there, but I'm going to experience this. And yeah, like I flew. And that year, like, my career took off. So I think, like I said, planning the trip, wanting to do the cenote, I was like, oh yeah, I'm going to have to jump off of this into this water. And that's going to be another one of those physical signifiers of the leaps I'm going to have to take moving forward. And I just felt like if I did it physically, it was going to manifest in different ways. I'm really excited to see how that happens. But yeah.
That's so good.
Have y'all ever done any like zip lining or jumping? Like, what's the most adventurous thing that you guys have done?
I've done all of it.
Yes.
That's lovely.
And yeah.
Oh no, I haven't done all of it. I whitewater raft and like. So I like to take my friends on places where like I feel like Black people don't usually do.
Yeah.
Just because why don't we? So I was just like, we're going whitewater rafting for my 24th birthday. But I did, I like all that little crazy stuff. Give me
That's
a
lovely.
little hike, a little jump.
Yeah.
A little one is crazy.
There is in Helen, there's a zip lining. Side note, we should definitely plan to have like a friend trip and go. But even when I said it to you, OBO, you was like, yeah. Like, so tell me, do you have a fear of anything?
I feel like I always come here sounding so confident about everything.
We love it.
I'm trying to think if I have a fear. And
it's okay if you don't, because I don't want to have one.
Because it can get down with me.
Do
I have a fear? I think, and this is going to sound so contrived, but I think I'm afraid of being afraid.
Oh wow,
That's
like when the experience of fear gets into my body, I explore it instantly because I'm just not comfortable in fear.
Ooh. I want to live in that sentence.
You said you what instantly?
I explore it instantly.
Oh.
Because I'm just not. I don't know. I'm just not really comfortable with like being afraid of stuff. You know? Because I feel like fear can keep you so crippled, man. Like fear. Oof, you know.
Yeah.
What did Ayana say?
She said, "Fear don't keep you from dying, but it sure do keep you from living."
Hello.
And I asked you what you do immediately when you feel it because I was just speaking at Camp Kirkston and people were asking me like, "How do you get past the da 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 da?" And I'm like, "You just do." Like people really want these deep answers for how to overcome fear, but it's as simple as like, and maybe the answer is compartmentalizing. But I was a really big safety kid, and I wasn't interested in anything that was going to result in me getting hurt. Like I thought about the possible consequences, and I'm like, no. I also really need to feel my feet on the ground, which is why when we get to talking about swimming, where I started to panic a little.